For more on Mark Zuckerberg's hopes for this metaverse, Dan Ives helps us out, Managing Director of Equity Research, Wedbush Securities. Thanks for joining us again. I just checked the stock of Facebook, and it's down 60%. And there's some real concerns that they need to innovate. So here comes innovation, the metaverse. Help explain to us, what is the metaverse? Is it basically the make-believe world, right?
Look, and I think that's part of the problem. I mean, it's hard to explain it, and that's why the stock's down, because they're betting their vision on something that still could be 4, 5, 6 years out, and Zuckerberg doesn't really instill confidence. And I think that's really the frustration right now for Facebook. The name change was a great PR stunt. Now you need the revenues and the execution. Today definitely did not instill confidence.
What did you not like about the day?
Well, first off, I mean, in a backdrop of heading into a recession, the last thing you want to see is them aiming for higher price points in terms of on the AR/VR headset. It's a niche market. And, I think ultimately there's really not the strategy there that investors could point to where the monetization is going to come. It feels right now like they're sort of, on a whiteboard trying to figure this out on the fly. And that's a concerning time, especially as the company is facing, significant headwinds in social media. That's why the stock continues to just really be under massive pressure.
I had a chance, actually you don't know this, but I had a chance to actually test drive this VR headset. I had to sign NDAs, I did all that stuff. So I put the thing on and I'm doing my walk around, and it was a special thing they had set up for us to test out. And I had a little headache towards the end. I was only on it for like maybe 10 minutes. But once I took it off, your body, something didn't seem right. And I think there is a health issue potentially for some people, because they warned us that we might get a headache in the metaverse. Is this something that it could be a deal breaker for this strategy?
No, I mean, but that's been an issue in terms of, especially many that do it off of gaming, spatial issues, some that have had, lingering effects in terms of, when it comes to some of the AR/VR headsets. Look, it just comes down to, for a company that's had the golden touch in social media, and Facebook speaks for itself with 3 billion users combined, especially with Instagram. Now with Metaverse, it's really a concerning strategy, and investors, Zuckerberg now obviously doesn't have the co-pilot in terms of Sheryl Sandberg. And a lot of the strategy that we're seeing, it's not like you came at it today being like, I get it. That's the vision. Instead, I could tell you, phone was ringing off the hook from investors that were really concerned in terms of where the strategy is going.
The future of social media, they're all trying to find ways to monetize new innovative products and services to, I guess, make up for some of the loss in online advertising. But at the same time, consumers we're kind of tapped out. Like, I can only look at so many phones at the same time, and there's only so many eyeballs to go around. I mean, have we reached a point of social media saturation?
Well, I think maturity is really where we've reached. And then you look at TikTok. I mean, TikTok's been really a missile in terms of what that's done to the social media landscape, the massive ripple effect in terms of gaining share from the likes of Facebook, Snap, and of course Twitter and others. And then you have it's almost cherry on top of the sundaes, the Apple iOS privacy issues. You can't be tracked anymore, if you hit that button. So that's why right now social media companies, from Facebook to Snap to obviously Twitter, we'll see what happens there with Musk, looking for other ways to monetize it. But we're definitely getting into 8th, 9th inning of growth in social media.
When we talk again, obviously we'll talk sooner than 2 years, but 2-3 years from now, what does the conversation of the metaverse look like?
I think it's going to be underwhelming in 2 years. In other words, I believe this is something that's going to take much longer to monetize. From the gaming perspective and some other areas you can monetize, but also especially in this environment. I mean, you're not going to see as much investment from a private side in terms into the metaverse. I think there's going to be some ambitions that ultimately fall on some tough times. So I think 2 years from now, we're going to be like, Metaverse, where are we? We thought would be so much more. And I think that's why, right now, in terms of for Facebook, that's some of the concern. They made a big risky bet, and right now it feels like that was maybe the wrong bet.
Since we got you, Dan, real quick, the jobs issue. We've seen a number of these tech companies, including Facebook, announce hiring freezes, some layoffs as well. What are you hearing out there?
I mean, they were spending like 1980 rock stars, and now they're going to have to cut costs. And I think that's, some tough times coming in the valley, slower growth, and you're going to see cuts across the board in tech. But remember, a lot of these companies, we're increasing sometimes 30, 40, 50% a year.